Okay, you're on.
So in 2008, I was had been a college high school basketball coach in Kentucky, but I was still teaching history at the high school level, and I was a professor part-time at a small university in the area. One of my former basketball players and students had gone on to become a chiropractor in Atlanta, Georgia. And in the summer of 2008, I was in Atlanta with some friends for a concert, and I called him to visit. His name's Johnny Green. And as we visited each other, he said he had something he wanted to share with me. He said if I reviewed it, that I want my family to use it. He didn't really say anything about the business. He just said, you know, I've got this food I've been using. And so I was age 43 at the time, and I was very convinced I knew what I was doing as far as taking care of myself. I was very interested in the subject. In fact, when I was coaching basketball, I worked for Michael Jordan in Chicago for 10 years at the Nike camps. So I've sat through lectures with nutritionists and trainers that work with some of the best athletes in the world. So I kind of prided myself on knowing how to sleep and drink water and things like that. And so I take this food back to Kentucky with me.
Hold on one second.
Sure.
Can you turn that fan down? Thank you.
So I take this food back to Kentucky, this product, and I'm looking at it, and the first thing I did was I watched this documentary called The Miracle Tree. And it was intriguing to me, but I wasn't making the connection between that and the product. And so I got a couple of friends involved. One had a science background. The other one was Chris Estes, who was a triathlete neighbor of mine. And we all three started looking at it a little bit more in depth, and we figured out it was a very nutrient-dense botanical and it was being handed to us as a food. And so we decided we'd all try it, start using it. Well, Chris decided he would share it. So what happened was my chiropractor friend was coming up to Kentucky to visit his mother, so he gave my wife and I a product for free for a month. And Chris, in my living room, decided he was going to not only use it, he said, I think I'm going to share it. He said, I'd like to make some extra money. I said, sure, go ahead. I had no interest in doing it whatsoever. I didn't know anything about network marketing. And so my wife and I were using it, and by the end of the first month, we put our 9-year-old, 11-year-old children. My son is now 18, but sitting over here. But we started our daughter and our son on it. You know, it's just I understood what it was at that point. It was food. It was providing a complete nutritional profile. It was a big deal, but it took me a while to kind of understand it and figure it out. So 6 months later was when I was open to sharing it. And so I began reading some books about network marketing by Robert Kiyosaki, Paul Pilzer, getting my mind around how that worked. And I began to share with family and friends at the beginning of 2009. And my idea was just get my product paid for, not to build a big business. And so I got off to a really, really slow start. I didn't put much time into it for the first year. I might have put in an hour a week. Wasn't much. And then I slowly my vision started stretching. I started, doing a little bit more. And the whole time I'm watching Chris, and, Chris is advancing, or Chris is working it. He's putting a lot of effort into it. And what's amazing, he with no business or networking experience, Chris went on. He's now the number one. It took him a while, but he's now the number one runner in the world in the company. And it's a pretty amazing story. And then I've been able to climb into the top 10, over time. But all I do is talk about how to take care of yourself. I teach people how to drink water, how to sleep, how to exercise, how to eat right. That's it.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.